Hi guys, I'm going to do a book review today of the brilliant Who Let the Gods Out. Now, Who Let the Gods Out is a book that I'd heard loads and loads about before I came to reading it. I read this book over the course of about a week and finished it just over the weekend that's just gone. It was great. It was a really, really good book. I'll start by saying I came to reading Who Let the Gods Out after reading some quite heavy, quite meaty, descriptive adventure stories. So I'd read Varjak Poor, I'd read Brightstorm, I'd read Cogheart, and then I came to read Who Let the Gods Out. So it's a different sort of genre, and when I started it, I must admit, for the first 30 pages or so, I wasn't quite sure where it was going, and I wasn't quite sure how much I was going to enjoy it. But I stuck with it, and I really, really loved the book. It's a really interesting story, and it's a story which combines very clear elements of the real world and things that people can relate to with some fantasy, make-believe aspects linking to Greek mythology. Essentially, the story centres around a young boy called Elliot. Elliot is having a tough time in life. He is struggling at school, and it emerges that he is essentially the main carer for his mother, who is struggling with what appears to be early signs of dementia. He isn't able to focus solely on his studies. He doesn't have a very strong home set up, and it emerges that the house that he lives in is essentially going to be taken from them because his mother has taken out a loan that they're unable to repay. This intertwines quite randomly but awesomely with the story of Virgo. Virgo, who is a young god, a young immortal, who journeys to Earth. I say young, she's well over 1,000 years old, but in the Greek god sense, she is very young. She journeys to Earth against the wishes of her, or against the wishes of the Zodiac Council, to deliver a parcel to Prisoner 42, who is locked up under Stonehenge. Now, she ends up in Elliot's garden. She ends up crossing paths with Elliot, who lives very near to Stonehenge, and essentially they go and visit the prisoner together. Now, Elliot has a big heart. Elliot feels sorry for the prisoner. Elliot lets the prisoner go. And it turns out that this prisoner is Thanatos. Now, Thanatos is somebody who was locked up by Zeus. Everyone thought he was dead, but he was locked up by Zeus. And Thanatos is desperate to rain havoc on the earth. Thanatos has bad intentions for the human race, and Thanatos is someone that needs stopping. Now, Elliot gets a sense that there is scope to make money from the discovery of some precious stones that Thanatos has hidden. Elliot sees this as a way to save his farm, save his house, and sort many of the problems that he has in his life. The story centres around Elliot discovering or trying to discover these precious stones. His journey is fantastic, it is intricate, and it is intertwined with many, many fantastic characters, all linked to Greek gods and Greek mythology. Now, I admit, reading this book left me slightly exposed. My knowledge of classical civilization, my knowledge of ancient Greeks, my knowledge of beliefs in those times, constellations, star signs, Greek gods, was pretty weak. But what I would say is this book has drip-fed in a really fun, really, really engaging way some fantastic insight into that area of history. It's also given me a want to learn more. It's something that I've discussed with my class, and it's something that we had some great conversations in. Some of the children in my class knew plenty about this, and some of the children didn't at all, but were really, really excited to learn more. I won't spoil what happens in the book, but it's certainly a book that, as we know, leads on to 2 sequels. It's a book that I absolutely loved. It's a book that I'm going to certainly read the follow-ups to, and it's a book that my class have, having spoken with them about the book I've just finished, Who Let the Gods Out, it's a book that they're pushing to do as our next class read. Now, I think it is a text that I teach Year 4 at the moment. I think it is a text that would be accessible for Year 4. I think it's a text that we may well do as a class read. It's a text that a friend of mine teaching at my school did in his Year 6 class recently. I would say it's fantastic. Really good book. Really different, really pacey story, really exciting, with lots of really, really, really brilliant characters. I enjoyed it so much. I think my class are going to enjoy it so much. I'd urge you to read it. Fantastic. Please read Who Let the Gods Out, Maz Evans. Thanks guys for watching this. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Even better if you can subscribe to my channel. So thank you for watching. Many thanks.